It seems now we have our guest online. She's already online. That is Dr. Alice Ochanda, who is a program specialist at UNESCO, Regional Office for Eastern Africa, and she happens to be the coordinator of STEM education. Good morning, Dr. Alice. How are you?
Good morning to you. I'm fine,
Great.
thank you. And how are you?
I'm good and great. When you're talking about the issues of STEM, I'm glad to see that the person who's running this particular program happens to be female. Because if you look at it, the statistics point to that most female, or rather female students of female gender, shy away from taking up STEM field courses. Maybe you can start off from there. Why do you think that STEM related fields are often not, the fast peaks for students in institutions of higher learning?
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me in your studio. Um, well, it is common knowledge that the girls and women do tend to shy away from, science, technology, engineering, and mathematical sciences, simply because you see the way they are socialized. We are brought up to believe that this is a preserve of the male gender, that we need not go there. These subjects are hard, we cannot cope. And so naturally, by the way they are socialized, they tend to move away from these subjects. And what we've seen that this has really led to marginalization and low participation of girls in these fields. And so that calls for, an intervention that can bring them back to this field, because we are having a situation where it is not only the girls now who are not participating in these fields effectively, but even the boys tend to be shying away from, these so-called STEM fields.
So from where you sit, Dr. Alice, why do you think then STEM fields are not popular? Yet we know that they're core, they're core fields, they're core subjects that can really change the dynamics of any economy across the globe.
I think the problem is that the students have not been made to understand the importance of this subjects in their lives, and also for the sustainable development of their countries. So you find that a student is taking chemistry, but he or she does not really understand what chemistry has to do with, his life, or how relevant is it. And it's sort of a mystery for them. So it is important to demystify this subject and show the relationship between these subjects and their day-to-day lives. And that is one of the things that we intend to do in our program. Which focuses on mentoring these students to give them really information, insight into the implications of the subjects they're taking in school, that they're not being just taught in a vacuum, but that there is a lot of significance in these subjects, not just for for the development of the country, but for their own lives, because they do interact with sciences, STEM, every day in their lives. And so it's really important, even in the school environment, for teachers to not teach in a vacuum, but really try and relate these subjects to the day-to-day life of the students.
Day-to-day life. Now, Madam Alice, we've seen that the government has also been at the fore to support, STEM, or rather take up of STEM fields in, within the education value chain, so to speak, but it has not taken root. Now, with the use of digital mentorship program, then how will this then change the course in how we feel or how we see STEM-related fields?
What we intend to do, there have been mentorship programs, and UNESCO, together with the Minister of Education, have been having mentorship programs, which previously targeted just the female, students, because of, what you raised, the issue you raised at the beginning of our discussion, that girls are not participating in the STEM fields. Now, we have been having mentorship programs so we can inspire them and nurture these girls to join the STEM fields. However, with the advent of COVID-19, we realized that the situation is even likely to become worse, not just for the for the girls alone, but even for the boys. And so we came up with this digital mentorship platform, which aims to, reach more students who are out there, and also, to keep them connected with the STEM subjects. Because when you can imagine a situation where these girls already feel that, STEM is hard, I shouldn't go there. And so they have a situation where there's nobody to nurture them, nobody is talking really that, closely to them about the STEM fields. And as much as KICD is providing this, the educational content, but there isn't that personal touch where, you need the extra support to just unlock the potential that you have, as a student. And so the digital platform is to reach out to all the students who are out there, to connect them, continue keeping them connected to the science, subjects, and also to use this technology to provide them with information on the various fields of this of STEM, the various STEM fields, looking at not just the profession in isolation, but again, what are the available opportunities, employment opportunities out there for these students when they take these particular courses. And we are also cognizant of the fact that as time goes by, we keep on seeing these students not engaging in some of these, selecting some of these courses at the university level. And this is a cause of concern for us, because for Kenya to really realize its Big Four agenda and the Vision 2030, and even the global, 2030 agenda for sustainable development, all these agendas, they are anchored on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And therefore, we need to have young people who are coming up with a focus on STEM-oriented fields.
Now, Dr. Alice Ochanda, now, how about you elaborate on, how this will be executed and which areas will this particular digital mentorship program focus on?
Thank you. The digital mentorship, STEM mentorship program will focus on, will be executed through a partnership with KBC, and for TV and radio. So we'll use mainstream radio to communicate the information to the students. We'll also use community radios, because we do acknowledge the fact that not every body in Kenya is able to tune in to TV and the mainstream radio. And so we use community radios that cover the entire country. And so that also goes to the point of not only using the English dissemination of the information, but they're also going to have the content that is being prepared by the STEM role models and mentors translated into the vernacular languages, so that we can reach those areas that are not easily reached. In other words, we intend to leave no one behind in the process of delivering our mentorship program. Now, which are the subjects? Now, these subjects are going to be, we're going to start with the basic, sciences. First and foremost, you're talking about biology and chemistry, and just have a STEM professional who is going to has prepared a presentation, audio presentation, and the professional is going to talk to the students about the chemistry and the existence of chemistry and biology in the food they eat. In other words, relating the chemistry and biology, bringing it to closer home, so that they can see that they interact with biology, they interact with chemistry. After that, we are going to move into physics, and the fact that physics is everywhere in our lives, and the students need not look at it as something that is so alienated, far away from their environment. Now, physics relates very closely, to mathematics, and so we have also a mathematics professional who is going to look at mathematics, present the mathematics to the students from that angle of that will enable them to appreciate mathematics in their lives. And after which, the students can now move to see the importance of really concentrating on the concepts, the different mathematical concepts, as opposed to looking at it as something that is already tough, with a biased attitude. Now, from the basic sciences, we'll move on to the applied sciences. And so we bring in the engineering, courses, where the students will be introduced to the different engineering courses that are there, and to assist them to to make informed, career choices, particularly if they want to pursue engineering. After that, we'll also look at the Earth, the planet Earth where we are, and that will introduce students to some of these fields that they really don't know. Nobody really bothers to introduce them to in the school environment. That is earth sciences. We are looking at geological issues. How do you explain to students when, there's a separation on the road, in Naivasha? How do the students get to understand that this is something that is scientific that is happening, and how does it, impact on them? And then from there, again, we move to green economy, where we look at agricultural sciences and the implication in Kenya's, economy and our sustainable development. Can we feed the country? If we don't embrace the agricultural sciences, what does it mean to us and to our entire country? And we also look at the blue economy. This is a new area, and I believe you remember in June when the Minister of Education talked about the admissions in the university. No student, applied for oceanography at Pwani University. And these are some of the things that we want to show the students. The blue economy, the waters that we have around us, that the Indian Ocean is a source of income, is a source of employment. And they can go there if only they can embrace the science that, the marine science, the science that is linked to the blue economy. And the issue that really is with us every day now, and we are seeing it, and this is climate change. We are going to also introduce the students to climate science, where we also bring the students to understand how we can mitigate climate change and also adapt to it. And these are all going to be provided by professionals. But last but not least, we do understand that these students, they're human beings. And these students are young people who have issues that personal issues that they're dealing with. And so we'll move from the subjects and all that, and then we try to address their own personal issues through a life and survival skills session presentation that, of course, will try to make the students deal with the issues that are having, that they link to technology. The parents are so busy, they're not there. And so how do you write your own story in life? So the student then would have to understand the importance of self-confidence, the importance of having a vision, the importance of pursuing your dream, and not being, disoriented by, negative peer pressure, and just focusing on what you want to achieve. Because at the end of the day, it is your life, it is your future as an individual. And you're a student today, tomorrow you're a professional, but it is you to build up, your future. So in a nutshell, that's really how the program is structured.
Indeed, that sounds very promising there, especially now the fact that you have moved from the theorem of STEM courses and make it more practical. I remember while I went through high school, we kept on asking ourselves, then where will I apply the mole concept? Or where will I apply what I'm learning, when dissecting that grasshopper and a frog? I think now just making it more practical, it will ensure that, more people appreciate what STEM stands for. So I think that's a step in the right direction. And also the fact that it is not just going to be in English, it's also going to be offered in vernacular languages. Now, quick question, Dr. Alice. The issue, how long do you expect this STEM program, or rather, how long will the STEM digital mentorship program last?
Thank you. This is something that we started because, of course, because of COVID, we cannot go out to those students. Previously, would have STEM mentorship camps, which would last, 1 week, and this year, actually, in April, we were supposed to go to Mutumu Girls for the central region. Now, for this particular case, we intend to have this program go on up to the end of probably towards the end of the year, end of October. However, this is not just a one off thing because together with Safaricom, we've established a platform, the Ask a STEM Mentor platform, which means that the mentorship will continue even after that the duration of the program. But then again, from now on, we are going to continue having a STEM digital mentorship program for students, even after COVID. I mean, it's not after COVID, but basically the new normal because COVID is here, to stay. It is here with us. And so we'll continue having the digital STEM mentorship program because again, remember, we are in an environment where technology is ruling the world, and we really have to use technology to reach out to our students. Secondly, the digital STEM mentorship program provides us with an opportunity to also, one, reach more students, two, also give the opportunity to the boys who are also in high school out there to benefit from this information that we do have and that we believe will benefit all students in the country. And we hope that they will tune in so that they can listen to us. So even after the initial stage passes, we intend to continue with this program from now on.
Is it going to be a daily broadcast? Because you've mentioned quite, heavy areas of focus, including ocean sciences, green economy, health sciences, climate, life and survival skills. Is it going to be a daily program? And the duration of a class, how long would be the duration of a class if it's going to be daily? Then thirdly, as we do this, is it going to be staggered, or are we going to have Mondays for health sciences, Tuesday for life skills? How do you intend to work on the schedule so that those who are watching and who are keen to just get onto the bandwagon and learn a thing or two about STEM field courses can get to know what to look out for?
Okay, thank you. We already have the KICD educational content being delivered, and so we know that these students, have a lot that they have to, they are dealing with. But this is to complement the KICD educational content, and so what we are going to do, we'll have it every once a week, and for KBC, it's going to be on Saturdays between 10 and 10:30. It's a duration of about half an hour for the radio, and the two subjects that we are going to have on television, that is mathematics and physics, will be a duration of 40 minutes. Now, we also intend to, for the community radios, it's also going to be once a week. We don't want a situation where we have everything, coming every week. So we give them 1 week. And because we are also once a week, because we are also giving them the students the opportunity to ask questions and send questions to this Ask a STEM Mentor, platform. Now, the arrangement is going to be like, if we start the first session, we are going to start with chemistry and biology presentation. Now, the following week, then we'll have physics, presentation on physics. And we are hoping that this will give the students the opportunity to really, listen, get to tune in, and also send their questions. They may not be able to ask all the questions on radio or, live TV coverage, but the Ask a STEM Mentor platform provides them with an opportunity to send their questions through shortcode messages. And this is already up and running from, I think, today, actually, the 6th of July. So the students have the opportunity to not to be bombarded with so much information, because this is another thing that really puts students off. We want them to be relaxed. Every week you have something that is going to help you to make an informed career choice.
Thank you. That is once a week, both on radio and TV. It's also going to create an opportunity to. It's an interactive segment where participants can ask the questions, and I ask a STEM a mentorship platform there on SMS. Is this SMS toll free? Is it free, or is one supposed to pay? Is it a premium SMS or a toll free SMS line?
I think Safaricom has provided this to facilitate the students to communicate, with to get the mentorship services from the STEM role model. So they are going to be given, I think, a code that they're going to use, and to send their questions to that particular number. I really don't think that they're going to pay for it.
Uh-huh. Very well said. Now, as we come to a close, Dr. Alice Ochanda, you've said that this program is not, it's just you're targeting for it to end maybe at the end of October, but it doesn't mean that the mentorship program comes to a standstill. In the next if this catches on and gains a lot of traction, from where you sit, what does the future hold for STEM courses, in the local scene, being that you're already in the university and search? Maybe you can give us an overview of what this expectations, if this meets your objectives, then in the next 5 years and maybe into the long term 10 years, is this going to change how we view STEM field courses?
Definitely, that's our aim. We want to change how the students view STEM courses, how the teachers also, teach and support their students to embrace STEM, and lastly, how the parents support their own children, irrespective of their gender, to embrace, STEM fields, so that the parents, the teachers, and the students see the importance and the implication of, STEM fields in their day-to-day lives, and also for the sustainable development of the country. We do believe, and this is why we've been having this program. Initially, we had where we would go to school and mentor students per region, and so far we had reached, I think, 191 schools. We believe that this will change the number of students that will be going into STEM fields in the universities. And we do believe that the 22% who are the only 22% that are enrolled in STEM courses in our universities will definitely be, a thing of the past. We also expect the students to see science not just as something that they need to do and then start looking for a job, asking the government, waiting for the government. But we expect the students to see STEM fields as fields that are supposed to be for job creation. In other words, students should be able to sustain themselves, come out as a STEM professional, be able to sustain yourself, create jobs so that you can create jobs and employment opportunities for others, in the country.
Now, just as you come to a close, Dr. Alice Onyansha, I've seen a very keen focus, quite an attractive area of focus, life and survival skills. Maybe you can just elaborate on what, because it doesn't sound just for students, then maybe I can be interested to find out what, life and survival skills will be about. Maybe you can elaborate on that.
Thank you. As I said earlier, life and survival skills is basically we are moving from just bombarding these students with information, academic information. Yes, you're studying this and you move on. And we now focus on the individual who is growing up, has a lot of issues to deal with, hormonal changes, the pressure that is out there for them to study, and this feeling that parents don't understand me, feeling social media, and a lot of bullying that goes on there, and eventually losing self-esteem, not even having the confidence that they can perform well, that they can achieve, and they can be somebody in life. And so we are showing the students that coming back to focus on themselves, that you're a worthy human being. You're beautiful, you're created, you're in a beautiful way. You have the skills. All you need to do is to unlock your potential. But how do you do that? First of all, you must have a vision. You just don't study without a vision. You have to know what you want to be 5 years from now. What would you like to be? And you have to remember that nobody is there to determine your destiny. It is you. Your future is in your hands. And so you must have that self-confidence, because don't let people, deflate you and your self-confidence, make you feel that you're not worthy of being there. And so you can prove to the world that really you are a master or a mistress of your own destiny, and convince people by working hard, not just by by talking. And then of course avoid situations that would end up making you not realize your dream. For example, being vulnerable to taking drug and substance abuse, following the wrong friends. And also now we are faced with a situation with a lot of gender-based violence out there. How do the students prevent themselves from being in a situation where they find themselves vulnerable to sexual exploitation, or just the emotional abuse that makes them feel that they cannot go on with life anymore? And we've seen a lot of young people committing suicide or just giving up. So bringing them to appreciate themselves as human beings and people with potential, and people who need not look for somebody else to tell them where they want to go career wise, but they can build their future and succeed in whatever they want to do, break that ceiling, and just be whoever they want to be, because everybody out there, that is what we are looking for, and there are people who would like to support them. And of course, lastly, we know that there are students who are from backgrounds that they feel that, oh, I come from a poor background, I can't make it. And the mentors are also there to tell them, listen, it doesn't mean that you must come from a privileged background to make it. A lot of us who made it, very successful in our careers, we didn't come from, those rich, privileged backgrounds, but it is sheer hard work, and education is what you need to really change your destiny.
Sheer hard work and education is what you need to change your destiny. Stop being vulnerable to that can curtail your success. That has been our guest, Dr. Alice Ochanda, who is a program specialist at UNESCO Regional Office for Eastern Africa and the coordinator for STEM education, sharing insights into the STEM digital mentorship program that begins, or rather commences today. And KBC Channel 1 is going to be part of that particular program, and it's going to be airing on radio and TV. That is going to be airing at least once a week on radio and TV, both, and also going to be available in vernacular, talking about life skills there. And she's shared so much. Thank you very much, Dr. Ari. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you on board. There you've had it. KBC Channel 1 is going to be part of this particular STEM digital mentorship program that commences today, and just aims at changing, our perception around STEM courses, given that the latest report from tertiary institutions is that only 22% of students who applied for courses in university took STEM, or rather STEM field courses. Why? That has been explained by our guest there, Dr. Alice Ochanda, saying that, most students do not understand how they can apply, or how then these STEM courses can apply to their lives and the opportunities they're in. This broadcast is going to be coming to you live or every once a week on radio and television, talking about, with some areas of focus being marine or ocean sciences, green economy, health sciences, climate science, physical, applied sciences, engineering, as well as life and survival skills. You can get more details on our website at www.kbc.co.ke. It's always a pleasure to have you on board on Good Morning Kenya, all the way from 7 a.m. to 10. It's my time to bid you a great day ahead.